Eddie Murphy finally made his first return back to Saturday Night Live since leaving the show as a cast member back in 1984. Eddie hosted the final episode of SNL for the year 2019, and it was great to see him and Saturday Night Live come together again. I feel this was long overdue, and it was great to see Eddie back on Saturday Night Live because this is the platform that launched him into stardom. So I had a great feeling watching this episode. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the Saturday Night Live episode hosted by Eddie Murphy. So let's get it. Hi, I'm Lenny, and in this video I'm discussing the Saturday Night Live episode that was hosted by Eddie Murphy. And the show begins, of course, with the intro monologue. And during the intro monologue, Eddie comes out and he talks about what he's been working on the last couple of years in his family life and how he's got a lot of kids, doing different movies. And of course, since it's a big event, since he was a cast member and he hasn't been affiliated with Saturday Night Live since 1984, since he left, you're gonna have a lot of guest stars popping in and saying hello. So during the monologue, we have Tracy Morgan who shows up, we have Chris Rock, we have Dave Chappelle. So that was very cool to see these different people that have been influenced by Eddie Murphy's career. First sketch of the show, we kick things off right away. It's Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, and this was a reoccurring character that Eddie used to do when he performed on the show. Of course, it's a takeoff or an urban spin on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So it's the same format as Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but in this one, Mr. Robinson lives in a crappy, rundown apartment. He's black. It's obvious. His words of the day are often very different than what Mr. Rogers' words of the day would be. Perfect example in this sketch, the word of the day was squatters' rights, because officially he no longer lives in that apartment. He's been kicked out, but he is squatting there within his old apartment. He has white neighbors that are scared to approach him, but they want to ask him if he has been stealing the Amazon packages that have been left in the lobby because they're missing a large screen TV and other packages. And of course, he spins it and says that they're racist. And since no one technically wants to be called racist, they deny it. And they're like, no, we're going around asking everybody. We didn't mean to offend you. They leave and the camera pans and you see all these Amazon packages in the corner. So it was a very good sketch. Way to kick things off. Hilarious. It was funny. And it was good to see Mr. Robinson again. Gentrification. The second sketch was a holiday baking championship show. Basically a spin on the cake shows, like where the people try to make the best kind of cake and the most kind of complicated cake. Eddie plays a character named Mitch, and he was trying to bake a cake that looks like Sonic the Hedgehog is blue. And the cake that he reveals looks nothing like Sonic the Hedgehog at all. It looks like a brown decapitated head from a character from the film Mad Max. It's got human teeth in it. There's spikes coming out of the skull at different angles, and the cake actually speaks. It speaks in reverse language, devil language, and supposedly it opens the portal to hell. Third sketch was called Home for the Holidays, and the concept of this sketch is basically what we all go through in real life. For Christmas and for the holidays, everyone normally will get together at one house. Sometimes the family all stays there under the one roof for that week leading up to Christmas or the holiday. So Eddie Murphy plays the father, the household figure, and he is making a very elegant and beautiful toast during the Christmas dinner, a large Christmas dinner, beautiful feast. And he's saying all the proper lovely things about togetherness and love and family. It's a beautiful speech, the kind of speech that people make during these family get-togethers. But in between the speech, they are showing cutaways to what he has really been saying and what the family has really been doing during these moments that he's talking about. He is saying how great it is to have the family together. It doesn't happen enough under one roof, and how he wishes it could happen more often. And we cut away to a scene where he's talking to Maya Rudolph, who's playing his wife, and he is asking why this crap has to take place at his house every damn year. Why is everyone gonna come to his house every damn year? It shows Eddie and his college-age son getting in an argument over the television and the remote, which source you're supposed to be on, which remote you're supposed to be on. Grandpa hogging up the bathroom all week and also choking in his sleep every night, basically keeping everybody else awake. Their daughter and her fiance saying that sleeping on the air mattress is no big deal, and we cut away to the air mattress deflating during the middle of the night, and the fiance yelling, "This sucks!" So it's real life. We've all been there, but of course, during the holiday speeches, you want to say it with love. And this sketch was very, very funny and very, very true to life for things that we all go through. The fourth sketch involves the TV show called The Masked Singer, where celebrity hosts or celebrity judges try to guess who is hidden in this costume, who is the singer. And in this sketch, we have Corn on the Cob come out, and right when Corn on the Cob starts singing, the judges and those of us watching at home know right away by the cadence of the speech pattern who is in the Corn on the Cob mask. And of course, it's going to be Buckwheat, the star of The Little Rascals. This was a reoccurring character that Eddie would do during his time on SNL, where Buckwheat just straight up makes up his own words for popular songs that sound nothing like the original words. Sketch number 5 was During the Weekend Update. Eddie comes out as the guest commentator. He reprises another character that he played a lot during his run on the show, Gumby. Eddie plays a Jewish version of Gumby, whose saying is, "I'm Gumby, damn it!" Sixth sketch was Black Jeopardy. And Eddie again gets to reprise another character that he used to do back in the day called Mr. Velvet Jones. Mr. Velvet Jones used to have a how-to book. He was a scammer. He would always be selling these different books that he put together. And one of his best sellers back in the early 80s was called How to Be a Hoe by Velvet Jones. So he reprises his character dressed up in the same kind of processed hair and velvety pimp suit, purplish pimp suit, and he has new books that he is trying to sell. He hasn't kind of modernized with the time, but during this episode of Black Jeopardy, he comes up with a new book, and the title of this book is called How to Be an Instagram Hoe. This isn't the strongest sketch of the evening, but it's still funny and it's still a good sketch, but not as strong as the other ones were. The seventh sketch was called North Pole News. It's a special report. Eddie Murphy plays a black elf called Kittle Diddles. That's a pretty cool name. I'm gonna go by that. Kittle Diddles gets him ducats. Eddie plays an eyewitness black elf named Kittle Diddles who has seen polar bears attacking the elves and eating them, and it's because Santa is too lazy and too cheap to repair the electric fence, which keeps the elves safe in the North Pole, and the polar bears are getting through and eating the elves. And then we end the show with the outro, where the guest, the host, is on the stage, is saying goodnight, he's saying his goodbyes, he's saying thank you. My only WTF moment of the whole episode is at the outro, because for some reason, singer Usher Raymond is on stage. Not a big deal, you may be saying. And I agree with you. If he was the performing artist that night, if he was singing or in a sketch, had a quick line of mention, perhaps, but Usher's name is not brought up. He doesn't have a movie or an album coming out. So my question is, Usher, what the hell are you doing there? It's just weird. He's like there on the stage, kind of just mingling with people. Why the hell is Usher there? Hey, Usher, get the hell out of there. Nobody wants to see you. That's kind of harsh. That's a little rude. I apologize. This was actually a very good episode of Saturday Night Live, and along with the Adam Sandler episode, this was my favorite episode of the last year. So I'm very grateful that it happened. It's great to see him there and great to see these characters again. If you get a chance, highly recommend that you catch this episode of Saturday Night Live. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see other videos like it, all you have to do is hit the YouTube logo button down in the corner. You'll subscribe to my channel and you'll get a notification anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your time, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk about these things that I'm passionate about and have a love for. Thank you so much for that. Please be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you soon.